In this episode, we take a big step in our preparations for our circumnavigation of the world.
Head for the shore, my friend, the forest is on fire. You can see the smoke climb high into the night. Don't be afraid, my friend, to follow the desire in your heart. You'll always know which road is right.
In our own marina, Avery is too big to get up the crane, so we brought her to Lynæs marina to get her out of the water.
Leaving me behind. I'll find a way, I'll take my thousands of mistakes that broke me down into the dust I am today.
When we picked up Avery in Amsterdam, she was already in the water, and we didn't know what type of anti-fouling she had on, or even how old it was, so we were really curious to see just how much growth and barnacles was under her. In case you wonder who the guy in the blue shirt is, he was just some photographer there to make a commercial video about Lynæs Marina. He wasn't someone we knew, but he filmed the whole thing.
We're tired, I have seen the colors faded in your eyes. There'll come a day, my friend, when
And look at that mess. This was kind of the moment where we realized this is going to be a really hard week.
don't think you're leaving me behind. Don't think you're leaving.
Those barnacles was covering the whole bottom of the boat inch by inch. And after using the high water pressure cleaner, Torben he decided that it was much faster to just do it by hand.
Light 'em up in flames, for I wade deep into the water. Let these ocean waves take me away.
The bottom was like a small ecosystem all on its own, complete with little pets. It really feels weird to see Avery up on a truck like that. She belongs in the water, and seeing her up in the air just feels unnatural.
Friend, it's time I should retire to my home, never to stop until you're free. But if you will, my friend, please burn me in the...
So basically, this week we took the boat out of the water, and we have like a week to fix all the stuff we needed fixed.
Can you say 10 days?
10 days maybe. And you know the list we had in the previous episode, the to-do list. We're doing this now. The sonar, the sun panels are getting up, and we are doing the water-cooled freezer. We are changing the batteries and building a new box for them. We are installing a holding tank because for some reason the old owner never made a holding tank in this boat. And we need a holding tank.
And the batteries also changed.
The batteries are old.
We're gonna paint the bottom and rebuild the keel.
Yeah, painting the bottom after we grind it down because it has layers and layers and layers of old paint that we don't know what is. So we're gonna really grind it down, give it a new coating of epoxy, and then we're gonna paint it again a few times.
Avery is built with an iron keel. There is a lot of benefits with an iron keel, but one of the disadvantages are that you always has to fight the rust. When we bought Avery, we had a survey, and in his report he said that the keel had some rust. The rust is not critical, but it needs some attention to keep it in check. As Torben began to work on the keel grinding it down, a sandblast company started to work on a neighbor boat, and Torben was quick to negotiate a good deal with him to sandblast our keel as well, now that he was there anyway.
Learn to be still, my friend. I know that you are tired. I have seen the colors faded in your eyes.
And Torben quickly sealed it with some epoxy primer to make sure no rust will appear again, and then he could get to work on the rest of the boat.
Don't think you're leaving me behind.
And poor Torben, because I can't help him, he had to do all of it himself, and he was just grinding away for days.
Thousands of mistakes that broke me down into the dust.
To fix this damage, we started to peel off the loose epoxy to see what was underneath it, and it looks really weird. One last big piece came off and it looked like this. For a second there, you could hear the panic in his silence. But after a few minutes on the internet, we found out it's very normal on Chinoos up until 2005. It's the bilge pump. So after grinding the edges between the epoxy and the iron keel, we put in some Tech 7 sealant.
I've fallen ill, my friend, it's time I should retire to my home, never to stop until you're free. But if you will, my friend, please burn me in the fire. When I've gone, give my ashes to the sea. Don't think you're leaving me behind. Don't think you're leaving me behind. I'll find a way, I'll take my thousands of mistakes that broke me down.
Next, we put on a new layer of glass reinforced epoxy.
I wade deep into the water, let these ocean waves take me away.
And finally, we covered it with a layer of epoxy filler.
Do you remember things we've done together? Talked about being so free. I'd like to kiss you, desperately kiss you, like I did in 1993. Summers came, years passed by, but I can't.
Putting on the epoxy filler, Tom was really careful to reshape the curve in both directions on the keel.
We've been together, all these years together, and I remember.
One job well done, we move on to the next. Next on the list was installing the new ocean-cooled freezer. To free some space in the kitchen, we wanted to install the compressor in the bathroom cabinet, but to do so we needed to expand the existing hole to 60 millimeters.
But I can still hear us singing.
To make the hole bigger, we put in a piece of wood to center the drill, and Torben was holding it from the inside while he got a helping hand to drill it from the outside. The rest is easy. There are already coolant in the compressor and pipes, so it's just a matter of connecting the parts. The isotherm SP water-cooled freezers are using the waves and the motion of the boat to create the pumping effect. Therefore, there's no noise from a mechanical pump. And while we had the floor up anyway, it's a good opportunity to clean the bilge. And this is the look of a guy in deep ponder about where to put the cables. And with the new freezer up and running, the kids made an executive decision and made us go to the store to stock the freezer up with ice cream. In the next episode, we are tearing apart this room to install the new solar panels on top of it. And in here we're going to build a new battery box out of wood and fiberglass, and also put in some new batteries. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to press subscribe and like, it really means the world to us.